Promotion secured. The League One title secured. Now we have a summer to get this squad ready for the EFL Championship. But first, before we get to that, we of course have the end of season review. The FA Cup. Hang on, it'd be better if we just go to this one, isn't it? This screen is so much better than the actual end of season review we get now in FM26, honestly. So the FA Cup, we of course got knocked out in the third round. I believe it was the third round by Sunderland. I think it was by Sunderland. My God, it'd be so much easier if we could actually see who we were knocked out by. Crystal Palace, never mind. So I think it was last season. We were knocked out by Sunderland when we were at Kings Lynn. EFL Cup, we were knocked out pretty early. In fact, we were knocked out in the first round by Doncaster, I think it was. And the Virtu Trophy, dumped out by Chelsea under-21s. No one cares about it. And of course, League One, which we have won. That's the playoffs. We're not in that. We won it by just 1 point from Barnsley, who are coming up with us, of course, next season. Millwall, Plymouth, Lincoln, and Wimbledon will all fight it out to join us. Come on, Wimbledon. I'd love to see them back. I say back in the Championship, but to see them in the Championship for the first time as AFC Wimbledon. But overall, we've achieved the absolute minimum that was expected of us this season. The board said the playoffs. I said promotion. I just wanted to get us out of this division as quick as possible. In fact, how did Kings Lynn do? Forgot to have a look at them. They must have finished mid-table. And that's exactly when it finished. 13th with 65 points. Goal difference of -7, which is not too bad. I think they would have taken that before the start of the season. So nicely ensconced in mid-table. So well done to them. Good luck to them next season as well. Club vision for next season. Let's have a look. So the board want us to play attacking football, possession, entertaining and high tempo football. That's because of the gegenpress we've been doing. By the way, I don't really want to be playing that next season. Doing that for an entire year will destroy my squad. Maximum 1-year contracts for players over the age of 34. 2 years for over 32s. I think Dobson's the only one who might count for that. He's 32. 5-year. What's our 5-year plan? So not applicable. Top half not applicable. Recording EFL Championship top half finish. Is that next season, or I'm going to assume next season they want a top half finish. You know what? So do I. Whether we'll get that or not depends on what happens this summer. But we're going to accept that, and we're going to have 5 weeks for pre-season. I think we need it. Right. So squad planning. I did try and talk about this in the last episode, but I was too busy trying to win a League One title. So we're going to go through it now. Squad planner wise, already the game's identified. Goalkeeper and left back is a problem for me for next season. So we are going to copy the season plan to next season. So as it stands, Callan McKenna is going to be our only goalkeeper. Oh gosh, is Selvik not actually under contract? That's a bit worrying. I'm going to have to sort that out. We've got a lot of areas we need to sort out. Left back, oh for goodness sake, right, so we've only got McFarlane under contract. So Magoma is going to be leaving on a free. Mateju is on loan, so he's going to be going back. Right back, on the other hand, we've got De Jesus. Capilla Rivera is going back on loan. He's going back after his loan spell to Porto. Simons doesn't play there. That just leaves James Hill, who might actually play at right back, to be fair. What does ACB mean? Advanced centre back. I didn't even know that was a thing. Right, okay, never mind. Hill and De Jesus at right back for the moment. De Jesus can start there, but whether I want him as a starter depends on who we find. Centre back wise, we've got Langas. McFarlane's not going to be... Apparently he can play there. He's 6 foot. I mean, he's not the worst option in the world. We'll keep him there. We've got Cashin, of course, and we've got Hill. Barr is going back to Manchester City at the end of the season. And we do actually have a new signing coming in, Teo Sabuloy from Celtic. He is coming in at the end of his contract. That was agreed back in January. Currently worth £4,000, really? But he's a 6'2" physical monster. His agility is not that good. That's the only thing that lets him down. But as a 22-year-old, his technicals are not that great, but his mentals will get better. The thing is, I brought him in, I was going to bring him in as a decent League One player, but he has that potential to be a Premier League player in the future. So hopefully he'll realise that with us. Otherwise, really, we've not really lost anything on him. So we'll see what happens when he does actually come in. Might try and bring Barr back. We'll see how much Manchester City want for him. Defensive midfield, or just midfield in general, we only have Simons and Traversa, so Dobson's not under contract. Oh dear. So we're going to need some new midfielders. De Jesus is the only right winger. Wow, is Alves not available? I'm going to need to have a look at this. Is Alves not under contract? I'm pretty sure he is. Hold up. Where is Alves? There he is. He's under contract, so why is he not showing? For goodness sake, I'm going to need to have a look at this, but we are going to need another right winger anyway, because Jay Robinson, who can play on the left-hand side and right-hand side, he's on loan from Chelsea, so he's going back at the end of the season. East and Jesus can play on the left wing, as can Carl Daly. I don't know why he's not in here. Why are some of these players not showing? I thought the squad planner was meant to be good. Carl Daly is a left winger. He's been playing there since he's come back. Nathan East and De Jesus and Alves can play attacking midfield. We might need another one. Actually, no, Nathan East is fine there. He'll be fine. And then, of course, up front, we got Ida, we got Kenny, and we have Dumba as well. Why is Dumba not showing? Londoño is a on loan player. He's going to leave at the end of the season as a result. Dumba is out of contract. Right, okay, so he is actually out of contract. I think he might go. I know he's got 26 goals, but then we've got Adam Ida as well. Unless he's willing to become like a squad player and Ida... Oh, Dumba is a squad player. Oh, hang on. I might offer him a contract then. If he wants to stay as a squad player, absolutely fine. Ida can lead the line. Dumba and Kenny can be the three up front, and Daly will be on the left-hand side. He can go in up front as well, if needs be. So what I'm seeing here, we need another goalkeeper. Hang on, let me have a look. Selvik. He is out of contract. Right, okay. So Selvik is out of contract. We're going to need another goalkeeper anyway, because he is 32 years old, I believe. So we do need someone who's going to be a bit younger with a bit of potential. We need more left backs and right backs. Centre back, we probably need one more. At least. Defensive midfield, I need about another 2 or 3. Seriously, another 2 or 3. Ramku, who I actually brought in on loan from Udinese in January, he didn't play a game at all. He spent his entire time in the under-21s. Left and right wing, we are going to need another 1 or 2 players there, I think. I mean, Carl Daly will be the starter on the left. Nathan East is the starter in attacking midfield. We'll probably just need another one there. But we're going to need someone to start on the right wing. Strikers, I think we're good for strikers. Ida is proven in the Championship. Dumba, if he wants to stay as a squad player, absolutely fine. Johnny Kenny as well, he'll be fine in the Championship. So it's mainly the back line. That's where I'm going to need to focus on. And that is where we will come back for if any transfer, well, when any transfers are confirmed. Probably Sabuloy. I know he's definitely one that's coming in. Sorry, is that his actual... I'm already forgetting, but then he's not here. So that's why I probably don't know. Oh, I got it right, Sabuloy. When he comes in, we'll probably come back and just see how he is, update with an updated report. And obviously anybody else who comes in, I will also show to you as well. Before we go, I actually forgot to show you who were our top scorers and assist makers for the entire season. So, top scorer, Dumba, no surprise, 29 goals. Absolutely fantastic. It'd be good to keep him around, but only if he's willing to be a squad player. Nathan East with 14. Excellent stuff for the 20-year-old. I think that's his most prolific season yet. Yeah, pretty much 3 goals, 2 assists the previous season. He's got 22 goal contributions in all competitions this season. That is fantastic. Still got that 5-star potential as well. Premier League potential. Yeah, he's leading Championship, so he's definitely one we're going to need to have around next season. Will Alves, who were bought in for about £700,000 from Leicester, he's got 26 goal contributions the whole season. Absolutely insane. £775,000 he came in for, but he has proven a major player on the wings. Well done to Will Alves. And the next highest was Robinson, Simons and London. Oh, sorry, no, just Simons and Robinson on 8 goals. Londoño ended the season with 5, as did Ida, but he only played like 7 games. 9 goal contributions in 7 games. He is insane at League One level. Looking forward to seeing him more next season. Assists-wise, Alves with 13, Magoma with 11. It's a shame he's going to be leaving, but at the same time... Actually, he's only 23. He's leading League One. Could we do better than him? Quite possibly. Might offer him a contract, but we'll see what happens. Nathan East with 8, Robinson with 7. De Jesus getting 6 assists from 13 starts. Not too bad at all. But I just wanted to give a shout out to some of these players for their efforts this season. Obviously, some of them will be leaving, the likes of Magoma, the likes of all our loan players. So Robinson, Mateju, Rivera, Bar, Londoño, and Ramku will all be leaving. And as far as other players going, I've already said Magoma. Slater might go. In fact, who is out of contract? So of only 7 players, 3 of them are loans. Well, all the loanies obviously, but Magoma, Slater might go. Dumbo hopefully stays. Selvik, I might keep him. We'll see how he does. I might keep him. But everybody else is under contract. And Ngakia might sell. Doyle, if anyone wants to come in for him, I'll give me a good price for him. I'll sell him. The same for Dobson. Mama might sell him. There's a lot of business to do this summer, so I think it's best I just crack on with it. Well, that was a much busier 2 months than I was actually anticipating. We are now at the 1st of July, and we've already got a lot of business done, both in and partially leaving the club as well. Let's start with the players who have actually left, certainly in June, before we got to this date. Firstly, Othmane Mama has gone to Raja Casablanca for £140,000. He's a player who I kind of toyed with being in the team. More off camera, to be fair. I don't think you really saw him on camera, but it just never worked out. So just let him go back to his homeland and just let him be happy with playing football. I believe he's Moroccan, isn't he? Yeah, he is. Fair enough. Our third choice goalkeeper, Sebastian Thrussell, has gone on loan to Woking for the season in the National League. And a couple of other players who we let go because their contracts were about to expire, but teams are willing to pay money for them. Well, certainly in the case of Alfie Corns. I don't know why Fulham paid money, £1.1 million, but he was already going to be out of contract at the end of June. They must have been desperate to get hold of him, I guess. That's on them. Thank you for the money. Curtis Jones is one of our youth prospects who had just come through, and he got poached by Brentford. We got £120,000 out of it, so if he's never used by Brentford, then it's money well received. And a couple of other players who were going to leave at the end of the season, Coventry and Charlton took them off our hands immediately. As for other players who left, Cameron Hughes, one of our young players, is he another youth prospect? No, he isn't. He's just another young player. He is left for free, as has Georgie Chatfatads. I'm sorry, I've forgotten how to say his name again. I did learn how to say it like the previous year, but he was the one who was out with a torn ACL for the entirety of last season. He's gone, along with 3 other youngsters. So now for the players who have actually come in. In June, I did say we brought in Teo Subaloy, who has finally arrived from Celtic on a free. A physical monster. All that's letting him down really is his agility. 3-star capability, 3.5-star potential for a 6'2" centre-back. Currently a championship player. Oh, he's a championship player now. Oh, he was League One. I was just going to send him out on loan, but well, if he's good enough for this level, then maybe we'll see what he can do this season. He's got some experience, quite a bit of experience under his belt, over 100 league games. He's only 22 years old. He can still go quite a bit. Another player who has come in, Kader Dembele, a right winger, and attacking midfielder and a left winger as well. He can cover across the attacking midfield areas for us. 3.5 stars accountability, 4 stars potential. He's a 27-year-old Scottish international. I think he's playing at the World Cup currently, so very, very happy to see how he would do at the World Cup on the big stage. And he's a leading championship player, potential to be a good Premier League player. I doubt he's really going to grow that much. And he enjoys big matches. That's what I'm probably looking for the most. Just to see who actually has that big match, that big game experience in them. And they're looking forward to it because we've got a lot of big games in the championship, obviously, against former Premier League opposition. And also we got in another centre-back as well, this time from Manchester City on a free. Oh, sorry, Dembele cost £1.2 million. I should probably say that. But a lot of the others, well, some of them actually are freebies. Hang on. No, they're all freebies. So, Wow, Dembele's the only one I've paid money for so far. Fair enough. Johan Obin has come in from Manchester City. The 6'5" centre-back. This is a physical specimen. 21-year-old centre-back, 3.5 stars of current ability, 4.5 stars of potential. Lots more room to grow. Leading Championship player, close to full potential, but I reckon he could be at least bottom of the half of the Premier League defender. He's been on loan in Scotland, across the north of England, at Reading and at Grimsby as well. Never played for Manchester City, surprise, surprise. But he's looking very, very good. For what we want him to do technically in defence, he's pretty good at that. So he should be pretty solid for this level. I think that's everyone before the 1st of July, which is fine. So on to the final few signings that I've got in so far, including a couple of former Premier League players. Frank Onyeka being one of them, who we've brought in on a free from Leeds United, the Nigerian international. 32 years old, but he gives us some experience in the middle of the field, in defensive midfield especially. 3.5 stars of accountability, nothing more potential. Good Premier League player at Championship level. Very, very happy with that. Plus, obviously, 53 caps for Nigeria. He's got the international experience, and he has played in the Premier League as well, for Leeds United, for Brentford. I imagine he's probably played continentally as well, for, I think, Midtjylland. He was a regular for Midtjylland, so I imagine he probably played in Europe for them as well. So we've got a player of some serious pedigree coming down to the Championship for us. Niels Vamming, another goalkeeper, 23-year-old goalkeeper from Brighton Hove Albion. He's only going to be our cup goalkeeper, so Selvik will still start for now. 2.5 stars of accountability, 4 stars of potential, decent Championship player, could be Premier League, and he hasn't actually played for Brighton in the Premier League, which is a shame. But considering they bought him for 725,000 from Frankfurt and we got him for free, kind of says it didn't work out. He was on loan at Bolton at League One level last season, so he's got some football underneath him. So it's not like we're getting in a goalkeeper who's had absolutely no first team football, but overall does exactly what I want him to do, certainly as a goalkeeper. Even if we want to advance to him being a ball-playing goalkeeper, he could actually fill in for that. I don't think Selvik is as strong at that. Another defender, but this time as a left-back, Diego Leon, the Paraguayan international, 23-year-old left-back, 3.5 stars accountability, 4 stars potential. We have brought him in from Manchester United, leading Championship player, so he'll probably be good for a lower half Premier League team. Hopefully that might be us one day. But he has not actually played for Manchester United. They bought him for 3.3 million from Cerro Porteño in Paraguay. He's only been on loan at Oxford United and Kilmarnock. We've had a lot of players go through Scotland, or who are actually Scottish. I think that just says everything about the Scottish Premiership, doesn't it? But he has come in, very pacey by the way, for a left back, which is exactly what I want from him. His crossing leaves a lot to be desired, but that can be improved. And finally, so far, Philippe Tegenstrand, 19-year-old Swedish right back who can also play as left back just in case. 2.5 stars of accountability, 5 stars of potential. Not capped for Sweden yet, but that might just change. Currently a League One player, but he's got that Premier League potential. We have brought him in from Manchester City via Kings Lynn. He was at Kings Lynn last season, so he was playing at League One level. That was his first senior appearances, by the way. In fact, was it? He came through in the first season of a youth intake. No, he played for Manchester City in the Cup, actually. 2 seasons ago, I believe that was. Then he went to Nordsjælland, where he didn't even play once. And then he played quite regularly for Kings Lynn last season. So hopefully he'll come in as a regular eventually. He doesn't have to be this season. He's still breakthrough prospects, but he may... you know what? I'm kind of leaning to him staying. Might still put him out on loan, but I'd probably rather he stay here, get used to how we work, and he will grow with us. We've got the training facilities for it. So that's the transfers that we have got in so far and got out. There's still a few players I do want to get rid of though. Namely, in fact, he's not even in the main squad anymore. Where is he? Jeremy Ngakia. He's been asking to leave since like January or February. £7.5 million. I might just put him out for less than that. In fact, we'll offer and we'll say £5 million. We'll say £5 million to see who is actually willing to bite, but it's probably going to be a struggle to get him off the books. 14.75k a week. I'd rather get him off the wage bill, to be honest. Callum McKenna, I'm happy for him to stay, but if someone wants him, then I'm more than happy with that. In fact, how much is he worth? If someone pays us around £3 million for him, then that's absolutely fine. Otherwise, he can just stay as a backup. In fact, is he a backup? Oh shoot, he's a cup goalkeeper as well. Okay, I'll have to see what I can do about that. But other than that, I'm fairly happy with the squad that we've got so far. We've got 24 players in. Realistically, all I'm looking for now is another midfielder, a defensive midfielder, and maybe another attacking midfielder central, someone who can back up Nathan East, so he is not actually just carrying the team for the entire season. The guy is only 20 years old, don't want to burn him out completely. So if we can get another attacking midfielder, another defensive midfielder in, then I think we will be set for the coming season. So I think the next time that you'll see me will probably be at the start of the season, which is about a month away, I think. Okay, about a month and a bit. It's 10th of August we actually start on. That's quite late. The 10th of August, we will be back and we'll go through any other transfers that do come in. In fact, at this stage, it's probably worth noting, we are predicted to finish mid-table by the media. 11th place, which to be fair, would be a good season, newly promoted from League One. Especially when you consider Plymouth and Barnsley, who both came up with us, are predicted to finish 23rd and 24th. We're looking in good shape, so let's continue strengthening. And just like that, we are now at the start of the season. Not too many transfers actually happened throughout July, literally less than a handful. It was more about actually getting players out, especially on loan, like the youngsters who came back. I think the only real departures from the squad on a permanent basis have been Lewis Doyle, who's gone to Leeds United, one of the players who came through at Watford but barely ever played. He was only ever on loan half the time. And Noah Kinsona, the director of football signing from last summer, he's gone out on loan to Stockport and has already played twice. Have they started the season already? Apparently so. And it looks like he's made a losing start already. They've got Kings Lynn next in a fun little twist of irony. So good luck to Kinsona, I suppose, at Stockport. Meanwhile, players who have actually come in, we've got Matthew Gosney. We have brought him in from West Brom. So he came through at West Brom. We've brought him in. 18-year-old midfielder or defensive midfielder. 2 stars accountability, but 4.5 stars of potential. 1 for the future, but I think he can grow with the team. Currently a good League 2 player, which is fine because he's got that Premier League potential. As mentioned, he came from West Brom. We brought him in for £1.3 million. So I feel even though if he doesn't work out, we could still flip him on for a profit. I know he's only worth up to 1.3 million, but he's 18. He'll improve with us. We've got the training facilities to improve players. And the same also can be said for Seamus Barrett, a 20-year-old Irish striker, attacking midfielder and central midfielder. I'm thinking more in attacking midfield as a backup to Nathan East. 2 stars accountability, 4 stars of potential. He's currently listed for loan because that was part of the agreement to bring him in. But we've brought him in from Barnet for £475,000. Again, another one who, if we train up and he doesn't work out, we can sell him on. Absolutely fine. Although he is only worth about £600,000. Again, I think he'll improve. He may or may not become an Irish international. It seems much easier to be breaking into the Irish team if you're a championship player, to be honest. I suppose Cashin might find it a bit easier to play more regularly for Ireland in that case. And also we welcome back another central defender, one we had last season, Juma Barr. He was released at the end of his contract by Manchester City, and apparently he can play defensive midfield and left wing and up front. Interesting. I may have to remember that later this season if needed. Physical monster, mentally very strong, and for what we want him to do technically, he can do it as a defender. 4 stars accountability, nothing more potential for the Sierra Leone international. Only 24 years old, still a very good player, very good. He's a good Premier League player. And of course he was with us last season in our League 1 winning season. So we know what he can do, we know what he brings to the team, and he's very familiar with us. It's just a shame. Well, I'd say it's just a shame. He is on 21,500. We did pay his wages last season, which was actually higher, about 24 grand, something like that. So we're getting him at a cut price bargain, in all fairness. So that's all the transfers that we've brought in since the 1st of July. Obviously, I haven't even looked at any loans whatsoever. So, yeah, we still have no loanees at the club, which is absolutely fine. If we need to get them in, we'll do so this month. Overall, 27 players in the squads. I'm trying to keep the number fairly reasonable. That includes Trey May and Bailey Chaffee, who have come up from the youth squad. Chaffee was on loan last season, I think at Crewe. Yeah, he was on loan at Crewe in League 2. So he may or may not break into the squads this season. He's got that 2-star accountability, and he's worth a lot of money as well, actually. Who wants him? Brentford want him. What? No, keep your hands off him. We're going to be using him, I think, this season. And you got Trey May as well, 19-year-old central midfielder or defensive midfielder. He's not a centre-back. He's only 5'10". He's got a jovial personality. I need to have a look at some of these personalities. He's a National League player with Premier League potential. Has he been on loan anywhere? No, he hasn't. He's not played a single competitive game. He may or may not play for us this season, but if we do need to get another midfielder in, we will do so. So that actually brings us to the first game of the season, which will be the next episode, of course. That will be home against Swansea. And then I think I'll show you the Birmingham match in the Carabao Cup. Birmingham are in the Championship as well, and they have been in the Premier League in recent seasons. So that will be another big test for us. And as far as the media prediction goes, here we are. We're still sitting 11th, which is fine. Wolves are 1 to 10 to go up, and Birmingham are actually the second best team in the league. Where are Swansea? Swansea are 10th, so they're around us. So if we do get a result out of Swansea, I think that will set us up very, very nicely for the new season. So, next episode, first games in the Championship. Aims for this season, the board want mid-table. Mid-table's fine, especially for a newly promoted team, but I would like us to get at least top 10. I think that has to be my aim. If we do somehow get into the playoffs, if we're strong enough, that would be delightful. As far as the teamship goes, I did say last season we're not going to continue with the gegenpress this season. That's just going to completely destroy the stamina and the overall conditioning of my players, which I don't really want. I'd like to avoid that as much as possible. I was trying to get the match fitness up for a lot of players, but for some reason it's going down again. Fantastic. But this is still going to be the lineup as it stands for the first game of the season, and it's still going to be a 4-2-3-1, but this time as a route 1, with a slight twist on it. Hopefully we'll see that in the next episode, but make sure that you are joining me for the first games of the new season. So if you have enjoyed this episode, and if you are looking forward to the Championship season ahead, make sure that you hit the like button down below, smash the big red subscribe button, turn on notifications so you don't miss the upcoming episodes. Thank you so much for watching, thank you all for your support on the series so far, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.